I don't have my tripod today, and I'm trying to mount my camera in a freaky, funky way for just a minute. But we're on the sidewalk, walking to the lake. We've made it about 3 miles out of town. Got about 2 miles left. Let's see if I can't make this camera stand up right for us. That'd be nice. I don't know if I can without turning the phone off because everything's just in the way. Uh-oh. How's that? That is not going to stay. Yeah, that's going to fall over. Let's see if I can mount it up here. Yeah, I left my tripod at home, so I'm batting 1,000. Yeah. Dang. Let's see here. I just totally forgot my tripod. And I really struggling with getting this camera to sit in one little spot. I think I may have found a solution. Let's try this. If I lose signal, I'll be right back. Let's see, do you even get a view on there? What's it even show? Yeah, I can't do that. That's too much effort. Alright, well, we're headed down this big old hill in front of us here. And we're just going to coast it. I'm going to stay live for just a little bit. Welcome, welcome, walking to the lake. All manpower involved. Got my little push stick engaged. I got my brake on. And we're ready to continue on to the lake. So check out this big old hill. I'll just stop in, taking a break, going live. I forgot my tripod, so I'm only going to stay live for a short amount of time. So I got my handbrake hooked up, had me a little cigarette, and then I got my little push stick to get the momentum going. But we are heading down a huge ass hill. And I'm just going to want to take it nice and easy down through here. So, welcome to the live stream. I'm glad you're all here. I have no idea how long I'll be able to maintain a signal. But, tried to hook my camera up, but there's just too much commotion with bouncing around. My camera keeps falling over. So, put the brakes on a little bit. We're getting too much momentum too fast. This hill's a beast. Look at that. I just came this is the top of the hill. I just came 3 miles from in town. And I'm about 1.5 miles, 2 miles left to walk to the lake. What's up, Pushing? Good morning, Josh. Or real or not for real? I almost called you Pushing Buttons. Sorry, Josh. Welcome. Good morning. Check it out, I got my rig all set up. It's too big of a downhill, but this is a little push stick thing I made. And we're just walking. I mean, I'm just literally hanging on to the brakes. This thing's taking me for a walk, so, you know. And it's, gosh, that's a pretty good steep grade that we're heading into. And then I got to go back up the other side of that big old hill. So I'm just kind of pacing myself. It's a hell of a walk out of town. Yeah, I didn't either. I don't know why I did that. I'm all hyped up on adrenaline. God only knows what'll come out of me at this point. I just came up a big giant hill from the other side that looks like the one we're going down now. I'm all out of breath and wound up and full of adrenaline. Hold on. We're gonna switch that back. So I'm literally just holding on to this brake like this. I got all kinds of people driving by looking at me like I'm crazy. Some folks smile and some folks frown. I'm just glad I haven't run into any dogs. Last time I did this, the first time that I did this, I got chased by a big old giant pit bull, and another car came by and honked its horn and kind of ran it off. But we're doing pretty good here. My little amphibious cart, officially here when I get to the lake, it'll officially have 15 miles on it. That 5 miles there and back from the last trip. Who's saying hello? Dave W, hello, welcome, good morning. Glad you're walking to the lake with me. Now we're not really walking. Heck man, this is probably a section I should get some rollerblades. I got about 150, 200 pounds of gear, all kinds of food. Got my sleeping bag. It's gonna get down in the 30s again tonight. So I got my sleeping bag. I got my brand new silicone socks made. Hold on. I don't want to bounce on that piece of wood there. All right. So I'm good. I'm all wound up, Dave. I'm full of adrenaline, and this 150-pound kayak full of all my gear. I got my winter coats and my sleeping bags and all my winter gear still. So I'm carrying a huge load, a bunch of food, peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, a bunch of coffee. I'm loaded for bear, but I'm only staying for beaver. So, you know, the goal is to not come back home till all that food, you know, I got 3 or 4 days worth of cigarettes rolled up. But the problem is I've been waiting. I didn't even get out in the kayak all last month on account of the rains and storms and tornadoes. And I'm kind of gambling with the storm on Sunday night. And I aim to get out of here, you know, probably Monday morning. Whoa, that thing really takes off when you let go. This is a steep hill. So I'm hoping to last a couple of days, and we'll see how it goes. That's why at the last minute, I just threw my really warm 0-degree sleeping bag up in the front of my kayak there, and I'm gonna be snug as a bug in a rug tonight. And then I've got my ultralight rain poncho, and I'll be making a little shelter. Oh, right on. Appreciate that, David. I'll be doing all kinds of weird stuff. You never know what you're going to click on and see me doing. I'm all over the place. I'm an old man. I'm a bachelor, divorced. So I ain't got nobody but just me. So I refuse to sit around and fucking die. I'm 55 years old. I'm trying to stay young. Yeah, exactly. Tornadoes. I was in a tornado last year in my tent, and I think that was enough for me. I was sitting there in my tent, and I heard the tornado sirens going off. I was up at Smithville Lake in Missouri, and the sirens started going off in town, so they were kind of distant, and I thought, oh, we're okay. And then I was sitting there in my tent, and I thought, you know, maybe I ought to better grab up my cigarettes and my wallet and grab everything, throw it in a backpack in case this tornado comes here to the lake. And because I was in a tent, I figured, well, I'll just go over here to these bathhouse bathrooms that are kind of makeshift tornado shelters. And before I could get out the door of my tent, I was sitting there and I remember thinking, I've hiked all over these woods. There's no train tracks here. And then my whole tent just inverted inside out and sneezed, and it oh, thank you, man. Right on. Appreciate that, Josh. and my tent, it pretty much just sneezed me out. And I was standing there in the middle of a field watching all these trees fall down. And hold on one second. So I was standing there watching all these trees come down around me, and the picnic tables were all getting thrown, and I mean, it was big old giant vampire stakes of wood flying around, knocking everything over. A tree, oh, I love it. I love the adventure stuff, man. Those are just good stories when you survive them. But another couple, they were trying to make it to the bathroom, and a big old tree branch flew right into the doorway of their camper and trapped them in. The lady had a 9-month-old baby, and all the campground people had to bust out the other end of his camper. And man, I was so blessed. You know, I was watching all this destruction all the way around me, and God was good. I didn't get hurt, not one little scratch. I mean, it was amazing. I was the only idiot out there in a tent. So, yeah, I just spent a couple years being homeless. I'm disabled. It took me a while to find a place to move into, somebody take my money. So, kind of rebuilding my life, doing the things I want to do, you know. So, I think it might be, we're about to have to stop for another little break before I go up the backside of this. I think this is the last big hill that I'm coming up on. And I'm all full of adrenaline. But I think what we'll do is we'll just kind of let this roll by itself. See, it's not even steep enough. So we're gonna take another little break before we go up the backside of this big hill. I got my coffee is, y'all know me, got my coffee, and I don't mind working this hard. I don't mind working this hard because this kayak is, I've got it so customized and padded out that it's like floating in a lazy boy chair with a Pink Floyd concert and a big old, I think it's a pink moon or some kind of full moon tonight. And I appreciate that, Josh. So really, this whole setup here, this is just a floating Pink Floyd concert all in one kayak. And as you can see, I am loaded, filled all the way up to the brim with all kinds of goodies inside there. So we're gonna kill this coffee off for a second. I'm gonna set this here. Now, I have forgotten my tripod. So this is what I do when I'm out on the water and I don't have my tripod. I just kind of shoving my phone into my life jacket so it'll just sit there for a minute, right? So we're taking a short break. See if this coffee's got any life left in it. It's about cold. That's probably warm 20 degrees or so since I left the house. I was just out here on the sidewalk. There's no bench or nothing. It's kind of, I'm out in the country, but there's a Genesis Health Club right here. And to me, this is hilarious. You see what I'm walking past here? This Genesis Health Club. I wonder what all them people inside be thinking. They come out in the parking lot all sweaty after paying $100 a month to go run on a treadmill. And then they come out of their little workout studio and they see a dude like me smoking a cigarette, huffing a big old kayak up the hill. Oh, Dave, I will survive. That's if I'm nothing else, I'm a survivor. I guarantee you, Dave, I'm going to survive right up to the moment that I don't. Right? I mean, you never really know. But I'll get to the lake here in another hour or two probably. And I'll take a big long rest, and the wind will die down for the nighttime, and it'll be real calm, and I'll get out on the open water under the full moon. I've got a little bit of an adventure planned. I'm trying to go and reacquire a couple of really purple mollusk shells, right? And what's pale? I don't know what pale is, but yeah. At any rate, I appreciate y'all being here. We're not going to rest too much longer. I'm already cooling down. I guess it's a little colder than I realized. I'm just, kind of working up a sweat. A couple hours of hiking out of town. I didn't want to go live for the full walk. It's 5 miles. It's a 3-hour walk to the lake, and I'm an old man. I appreciate that, Dave. My silly looking $20 Walmart hat. I'll be switching into that sun hat real soon. All right, you lazy bums, let's get a move on. This kayak ain't gonna get itself to the lake, right? Let's hit it and get it. So I'm pretty excited about this cart that I built. This piece of wood that I'm using as a push stick. All right, let's go. Get this over with. Just getting cold real quick, this wind out here. What up? This push stick, I was using my kayak paddle. And I think my kayak paddle could handle it. I just don't want to use it that way. Because, whoops, hold on, time out, we got to put the brakes on. I just didn't want to use it that way because I don't want the extra wear and tear on my stuff, right? So, I just got my paddles in the kayak. That's what that green thing is up front. All right, let me get over this bump here. Make sure we don't. It is only a 3-wheel cart. I'll make sure that we don't flip it over when we go over rough stuff. All right. Whoop. The brake's getting out of hand. All right, we're back on track. Sorry about that. Oh. So I appreciate y'all being here. Thank you for joining me. You're gonna call me Huff and Puff by the time we get to the top of this next hill. But I think, if I remember right, I'm thinking that this is the last big hill that I have to traverse. Whoops. I accidentally pushed a button. If I did anything, let me know. I'm going to a lake full of water. I'll tell you when I get closer for security purposes. But I'll give you one hint. I'm really close to Kansas City. And I'll let you know when I get there. Because if I tell you what town I'm in, and if you've been paying attention at all, you'll be able to put 2 and 2 together, because there's only one lake within walking distance of my apartment. So, but I will show you. I will be more than happy to disclose. I've had some people make some threats against my life, and I always worry if they catch in my live streams. So I'm not trying to advertise my exact location. I hope you understand. That's right, you tell them, Josh. Everybody take a moment and Look at real or not for real's comment. He's speaking the truth. I appreciate that, buddy. All right. Let me get my head in the game. I'm an old man smoker. And now we going up quite a grade. Wait till I get to the top, I'll turn around, y'all see this. It's hard to get a judge on how steep the hill is. But if you remember a minute ago, that's the Genesis Health Club down there at the bottom. So, halfway up this big steep embankment. And then, I could spend 48 hours floating in my floating lazy boy chair with the Pink Floyd. And good music. And I got my solar panel, so I can charge it all up one more time. Woo-wee. Alright, it's getting steep. Let's go. Hoorah, hoorah, hoorah. Right on. Whew. Yeah, I got both hands on the push stick now. This is where it separates the men from the boys here today. Which, what I mean by that is, if I was a teenager, I'd be at the top of the hill. That's what Did I get a re? Heck yeah, Salty Army in the chat. Y'all Salty Army fans? I love me some good reeing and screaming. I love Salty Cracker and all that craziness. Oh my goodness. So Josh, are you back at home? Are you still traveling out and about in the world? Man, I'm about half bent over. This is not easy. This is where the struggle meets the gumption. Look at that hill I just came up. Almost to the top. Hold on. Oh, sorry about that. Oh, right on, good. Hope you had a good trip. Whew. Yes, look at this hill. We still ain't even at the top of it yet. But I believe this is the last big hill. Hoorah, hoorah. All right, final push, let's do it. Come on, get up that hill. That hill ain't got shit on me. Oh, that little straightener out there. Oh my goodness, is this hill ever gonna end? Hell, my arms ain't gonna be no good for paddling by the time I get there. All right. Yeah, those long drives, man, they make me sleepy. All right, don't stop too long, I'll cool down. Gotta stay hyped. We're almost to the top. Little adjustment. Catch my breath. It ain't easy being cheesy, but I wouldn't want to be plain. Being me comes with a lot of extra work, and I don't mind. But it is a noteworthy experience. Alright, switching hands. We're so close to the top of this hill. I cannot stop now. Almost there. Getting a little warm. Every time I stop, I get cold. It's about 45, 50 degrees probably. Minor adjustment. Almost there. Right on, Dave. We ain't even to the top yet. Look at that. This is the third one that looks like that, Dave. So we just came from the bottom where we was taking a break down there. It's about a mile long hill. And then you see coming down, that's the big hill we came down when I first started live streaming. So what was that? 20 minutes ago? Yeah. This hill is kicking my butt. But it will not slay me. It will betray me. It will behave me. But it will not enslave me. That's okay, right? Because we're about at the top. And honestly, any body of water worth being on should be surrounded by hills. Because, you know, gravity makes the best lakes. All right, folks, we did it. We've leveled out at the top. Look at that behind us where we just come up that big old giant ass hill. I don't know what this place is. Big old private fancy ranch. Little adjustment here. Sorry for all the seasickness, folks. I forgot my tripod and it's just bouncing around too much. Whew. All right. Man, let's take a second to take all that in. Shoot, you can't even see the hill no more. All right. Now we're back on easy straight. I think we're about... No, I'm weak. I'm a weak little 110-pound wimp. A strong man would have made it here about an hour ago. I appreciate y'all saying that. Whew. All right. Now we're back on easy street. I'm real happy about that. Gotten out of the city. We're in the country. I mean, for all I care, once I get past all the stoplights and the bus routes, you know, I got this highway over here across from me. But, you know, once I get about out to here, I feel like I'm in the country. And it kind of triggers my brain because now I'm going into survival mode, right? I mean, I prepare a lot and I bring a lot of gear, but there's still, you know, it's still a survival situation. You know, I'm still in a self-rescue situation, and my brain kind of shifts into this survival mode. Right on. I've kayaked the Platte River out of Denver all the way across Colorado to where it meets up with the Missouri River confluence right there at where Colorado and Nebraska meet. I've kayaked from Denver to there, and that Platte River gets so tiny, man. But you know, if you're in Denver and you want some good kayaking, go up to Boulder. They got that awesome kayak park, right? Where you can go and practice running, you know, really cool rapids and do all kinds of tricks on the big waves. And then also down in Pueblo, Colorado, on the Arkansas River, there's another really nice kayak sport place. And you know, if you're in Colorado and you're on the river, because I lived out there for 20 years, I've done a lot of kayaking in Colorado, but if you're on the river, it's like being on a motorcycle. You have to have a helmet. And so I stay out of the white water in the rapids because obviously, as you can tell, I load up for bear. If I've got an empty kayak, then that just means it's waiting to be loaded. Those sport guys, they travel real light. They don't have nothing with them. They can't really stay all night long. And me, that's when I like it the best, when all the tourists put their boats in the marina and they leave the whole lake to me. I'll be out there all night long all by myself. Right on. Hello, right back at you again. Thank you all for stopping by. Appreciate any likes that you may give. Help give my live streaming some push out in the algorithm. Gonna be getting back here in a couple of days. We're gonna probably build another more traditional stained glass window, and got a lot of stuff planned. Part of today's adventure is being able to go. Look, let me flip this around. That sun's bright, isn't it? So we got a little bit of a hill, but this one's nothing compared to that last one. So if the wind works in my favor, if it stays light enough, I'm gonna be able to cross the lake to the south side. There's gonna be like 20-mile-an-hour winds tomorrow. Oh yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I don't go to Colorado no more. That's the state where my heart got broken. I can't trust myself in Colorado. I'll be at my ex-wife's house begging her to take me back, even though I know she's evil. So I can't go to Colorado. That's for tourists and people with pure hearts. I gotta stay here in my own territory in the mud so I don't mess nothing up. That woman did me bad, sir. You don't even know. Oh, hold on, I need a break. I gotta blow my nose. Give me just 1 second. Hey, I was muted. Thanks for letting me know. Astro, hello, how are you? And there's a name on there I can't recognize. No, that's Astro. Awesome, awesome. All right, well, back on. I guess I hit mute with my thumb. I forgot my tripod. And so I'm just holding it in my hand while I'm pushing my kayak. All these people coming down the road, they'd be looking at me like I got 3 heads. But none of them have a boat on their car, so I know they can't relate. All right, I'll give y'all a little hint. You see the lake for the first time. There's the lake I'm going to. Pow. See how close I am? At just a few hours of walking. And I made it out of town. I'm at the intersection of Junction Highway 40 and Kansas State Highway 10. That'll tell y'all exactly where I'm at. Good luck. If y'all figure that out and you want to come visit me, I'll be on the north end of the dam until nightfall. And then I'm going to paddle all the way across the width of the dam because I want to be on the south side of the lake when those hardcore winds pick up tomorrow. Right on. Ever Josh. Wait, is that right? Is that Ever Josh? Excellent. Oh, you're just on a different name. Right on. I appreciate you doing that. I see what you're doing. Yeah, man. I was going to sleep in because it's going to be in the 30s this morning. But my neighbor, it's this kid. He's a nice kid, but he's kind of, I don't know. He just ain't all there, but he's a really nice kid. And it's payday. And so yesterday was payday for disabled folks. That son of a bitch must have been out of everything because he was up slamming doors and calling his mom, getting a ride, coming in and out of the house at 6:37 in the morning. And I was like, well, shit, I guess I'm going to get up and start walking. Yeah, you better. I'll be napping in this boat here in a few hours. That's a whole different situation. Alright, I gotta set you guys down and get my strap up front. It's coming a little bit loose. We need to tighten this down real quick. See my strap here getting loose on me. I think I probably installed it a little bit funny, but normally this strap is a little bit further forward and it's meant, the strap is meant to go down into the coping here, but I think I placed it in a funny spot, and also it's slowly getting loose as I walk. So let me tighten it down a little bit. Tighten this one down a little bit. Because we are really close now, folks. Oh, don't be late. All right. Yeah, I might pop on and say hi while I'm out and about. I'll be heading into an area I always have trouble getting a good signal. But if anything interesting happens, and I'll be sitting around smoking it up tonight, so I'll come back and check in on everybody if y'all gonna be on there tonight. Getting harder and harder to be a skeptic. I know that much for sure. Whew. All right. Hold on. I've been talking and gabbing so much, I haven't really been managing my smoothness of my walk. Alright. There we go. Now we're heading into the last. Now, if I want, there could still be one more big hill to climb. You have to be on time. Sandy will whip you. What do you got to do, astrofugitive? You going to work? Perfect. Perfect. Look at this, folks. The lake is at the bottom of this hill. Can you even hardly believe it? We done walked to the lake today. It's only 5 miles. I mean, you got an average of 60, 70, 80 years to live. 5-mile walk don't seem like shit when you think about it like that, huh? Right on. Are you traveling for your vacation at all? Nice, nice. Yeah, to me it all comes down to how much battery power I have. I've got my solar panel. Boy, this side of the hydrant, this side is all jacked up. It's a bunch of rocks and gravel. And my push stick is getting all bouncing around. Okay. Now we're on easy street now. Arizona. That sounds nice. That's probably the perfect temperature right now. I got oncoming joggers. I gotta watch out. Oh, wave hi to the 3 people on live stream. She didn't like that too much. I don't think they can hear me. All these people, I think they're crazy. Be running through the city with headphones on like that, man. Like I need to listen for what's behind me, what's around me. I need to, if I hear cars squealing their brakes, or dogs barking up behind me, or the shuffle of footsteps running up behind. I don't see how people can run through the city. Now, I mean, as soon as I get to the water, that's about the first thing I do is put my headphones on. But not while I'm traveling. Oh, getting a little fast there. All right, time out. I'm gonna lock my push stick into place because I'm tired of messing with it. And grab onto my handy dandy brakes. Right. Yeah, my aunt and uncle lived in Prescott Valley for years and years. And we'd go out there to Arizona and Prescott Valley. Camelback Mountain and all that. I loved it out there in Phoenix. But I haven't been there in years. There ain't enough water in there for a river rat like me. So here, this right here, see this intersection here, folks? This right here, I'll be on a private trail on the lake property at the bottom of this hill. I'll be out of view, I'll be off the road, and then I'll have a good 48 hours of privacy. Oh yeah, Sedona. You almost have to. I had another aunt and uncle that lived in Santa Fe in White Rock up there by I can't think of the word for it. The Los Alamos National Laboratories. And my uncle was a mathematician. And that's a story for Josh's show. And something if you're paying attention, write that down, because I have a really strange experience that happened to me at Los Alamos National Laboratories when I was a kid. And my uncle worked there as a mathematician, and that's about all I'm going to say about that. That's a conversation for an interview. Yeah, I got this mower over here. I guess it's a backhoe or a bobcat, whatever. Look, it's a traffic jam. All these people coming off the highway. I'm gonna let these people go so they're not just watching me. All right. Last big intersection. Stick my nose out there, waiting on all these people to go by. All right, now's my chance. Uh-oh, I'm gonna get run over. I'm gonna get run over, thank you. All right, we are officially in Lakeland. Check this out, folks. We have arrived. Yeah, it's a crazy story, Astral. Yeah, I have. It was something, an early childhood memory that I didn't remember until I did LSD for the first time, and then I remembered what happened. But there's still some loss of memory. Okay, that's enough clues there. You'll have to ask me about that in a more appropriate nighttime setting. So, now, whoop, let me set this off. I get my big old brake. I'm gonna navigate around this little corner here. And we're about a half hour from being on the water. Well, it depends, because I have a decision to make at the bottom of this hill, and we'll see what we're gonna do. Yeah, see, that's the part that freaks me out, is that I didn't ever really think it was really anything until, like I said, I had some sudden remembrance, and how you doing today? And I had, and there's still parts of it missing, but then I heard about 5-6 years ago that there was stuff going on there at the Los Alamos National Labs, and God, it's so yeah, man, it's just a rabbit hole. I'm not going there today. I'm staying on the lake stuff. Possibly, yeah. I'm a little bit concerned that there's other connections that have social significance. Check this out though. Come on, guys. We at the lake. We're saving our brains for conspiracy theory for nighttime. I'm too rooted in reality right now, because my head will be all in the clouds. I gotta keep my head in the game. But look at these beautiful purple lilacs. Hold on, I gotta stop my boat from moving. Look at this field of these beautiful purple lilacs all the way up in through there. And they're blooming all over the lake. And so at night, maybe just a little after dark, those lilacs will start letting their pollen and their scent loose. And you'll be out on the open water And all of a sudden you feel like you're in the Wizard of Oz when you're in the poppy fields, because you'll just get hit with this big blast of lavender smell, and it's just so beautiful. So I'm totally stoked. We made it to the lake. The lake is at the bottom of this hill here. We are here. We are no longer in the city. We are on a public walking and biking trail. I've left the sidewalk behind. We will, Josh. We'll pick that up again later. I won't forget that you're interested in that. We've been kind of fishing around back and forth for a while about things we would talk about, but that is definitely one I would come on and you could ask questions about, because that'll help me be able to tell a more linear story. If I'm just talking on my own, I'll go all over the place. But I don't think, I may or may not, I don't know. My email, if you go to my YouTube page, my email should be right there. It's at Ormanay, Ain't Shay. But I'll look here later. Oh my goodness. Okay. So here we go, folks. Look at here. Another. This always gets so exciting to me. I'm all pumped up because now I can see the lake. And my options are, the trail goes up that way. The trail goes up that way. That's not a road. That's a trail that cuts across over to the marina and another easy place. Or I can go halfway up that hill where that front car is. That's a parking lot right on the edge of the dam. So, okay, let me, we'll figure that out, Josh. I didn't realize that. I had a thing when I had it mixed up at one point, Josh, because when it gave you the option and you set your email, it's like, oh, do you want this name first or this name second? And it confused the heck out of me. And so now I have to see again what it's really saying, if it's different on my YouTube than it is my actual email. I'll check into that, Josh. Because if yours is on your page, then I'll just go there and snag yours, and then I'll know for sure that you'll have mine. So, now, guys, I've been walking for about 3 hours, and, you know, I'm kind of an old man. I'm going to leave y'all here alone for a minute. Ooh, boy, that was a tough one. We'll let this biker go by. Hey, you're on live stream. Wave to the 3 people on live. Oh, I was gambling you were going that way. My bad. Right. All right, guys. We're going to park right here for just a second. Make sure it don't roll off into the lake. I'm going to dump. In fact, guys, I need to go use the little kayaker's room. All right, watch my stuff. I'm going to sneak off into the woods for a second. Alright. Alright, I'm back. I had to step into the little boy's room. What's that say? Right on. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Oh, I'll accept. We just got to pick a time. I definitely need to be at home when we do that, so that I can make sure I have plenty of battery power. Because I would hate to enter into something like that. You know, when I'm at the lake and I come and check on you guys streams, and I'm usually killing my batteries when I do that, and then I don't have any battery. Now I have solar panel and I have extra power, but we definitely need to do something like that when I'm at home, so I'm not so distracted and stuff, because I am a short attention span person. And okay, so now here's the thing. This trail going forward leads right into the marina and the walking trail behind the lake. It runs all the way the full length of the lake, I believe. But then if I just go here and walk on the road to where that sign is, that's a lot closer access to the lake. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and just be on the road, let the drivers drive around me. It's a Saturday. I'm not be disturbing nobody's financial plans, but I may be in the way and I may get honked at, but I'm going to wait till these cars come by. I'm going to pull out here on this road and act like I belong here, because there's people riding their bikes down this road. I don't see why I can't. No, go ahead. I'm going that way. That was so nice they were stopping for me. But I am, I'm doing something else. I'm not going where they think I'm going. And if these bikes can be out here, then so can I, right? So it's only about 100 yards. And I'm pissing everybody off. Trying to stay on the blacktop. How's it going, guys? Good. Hello, hello. Safety first, my good man. Hello. All right. I don't know why I yielded to them. They should be able to go around me, honestly. That's all right. I don't want to be a nuisance on the road, because I don't want some park ranger telling me I can't do what I'm doing. So there's a bunch of bike riders out here today, but I ain't trying to be on this trail. I'm trying to get down to the water. So the next time I come, and I'm going to stand still for this car. I don't want to pop out in front of them. So the next time I come, I'll be going that way. Come on. This guy's real hesitant. Come on. You're okay. All right, everybody's being really nice about it. I appreciate that. We'll let these people go around. Thank you. Public nuisance number 1. Just gonna walk. These people are lucky I don't walk across the dam. Okay, because this road turns from like 30 miles an hour to 50 miles an hour right here. So I'm basically walking down a highway. What kind of big bird is that? Too shaky to look at it through the camera, I know that much. A little bit. All right, we're in good shape. Oh yeah, he wasn't very friendly, was he? Alright. Here comes some more traffic. Here, watch. This is what conscientious people do. We let them all go by. Yeah, we'll be nice. We'll let this other car go by. I'm only about 50 yards from my destination. I'm in good shape. Alright. Oh my goodness. Stuck on the curb. Alright, sorry about that. Got stuck on the curb there. Alright, well, this is it. I'm not going to accommodate any more bicycles. I'm not going to accommodate any more travelers. They can accommodate me. It's a 50-50 share. But I will stand still. Oh, that's the park ranger. I'm so glad I was way over to the side. That was the park ranger, so apparently it ain't no problem doing what I'm doing. Alright. So what we're going to do here in a minute, we got to cross over because we are there. I am so stoked. That was an hour. I figured where I started from, it would be about 2 hours of walking. So, alright, we got some traffic coming up behind me. But I'm about ready to enter into my pull off. Oh yeah, we don't want to be in the way of this. But we'll let all these cars go by. Get another car coming by. Thank you. All right. 2 more cars and we can cross over. And we will be at the water's edge. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it. I'm giving people a thumbs up and waving at them. Oh, thank you for letting me walk on your road. They act like I'm in the way. I'm a 55-year-old disabled man that lost his driver's license to the eye disease, walking 5 miles from in town, pushing a kayak with 150 pounds of gear. But yeah, I'm in the way. All right. Well, here is the pull off. Looky there, folks. So I gotta be real careful. I don't want to roll the kayak on the rocks here. So, whoa. What I'm gonna do now is come up here to the front. And we'll just pull it by hand from the front over this. That's a crazy angle. I just got to get through this little gate right here. And then I'll get lined back up. Get you guys flipped around again. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for being here. Please hit like if you've enjoyed walking to the lake with me. We had a nice walk and talk. And listen to a crazy person full of adrenaline, out of breath for an hour. You guys are champs. You guys are the shit. I appreciate y'all so much. But I have to be really careful through this section because, whoa, because the kayak will want to tip over. Just get through this little rut here. All right. Now we on some gravel. I can work with that. 1 second. Get this all connected in and not using the push stick. Uh-oh, lost signal. All right. Yes, for sure. All right, guys. If I lose my signal heading down to the water's edge, it's been really wonderful to have you all walking with me to the lake. We'll see what happens, but if I get disconnected, thank you all so much for coming along. Thank you all so much for hitting like. Thank you all for the comments and boosting my algorithm. It's just YouTube. It's all just for fun, and I so appreciate y'all any time that you give to it. Right on. Thank you. Thank you. So let's see what happens. I don't know if I'll still have a signal down here or not. You kind of have to... Seems like I had lost a bit of a signal by the dam, and you pick it up again out in the middle of the lake, and then on the other side the signal is real spotty. But if you're out on the water, out in the middle of everything, you get a pretty good signal. But this shoreline's, I'll be going down into a valley here. Look at these beautiful woods. So what I'm gonna do is I'll drop in right there, and then I'm gonna paddle around over behind, and this is a big cove that goes all the way back in on the other side of this woods. The lake is about 100 yards in that direction, and so what I'll do is I'm gonna drop in there. I'm gonna paddle my floating kayak cart around the corner, and I'm going to stash it in these woods on the shoreline. And yeah, I think the wind is going to be all right. Thank you guys so much. I think the wind's looking pretty good. This area right out here in front of the dam is really a notoriously windy place, and it may not be too windy over here now because the wind's coming from behind me, but my goal is to get to that far side of the lake by tomorrow morning, because the wind's going to be coming out of the south by about 20 miles an hour tomorrow. So, oh my goodness. You know what? I think the reason why I can't think straight all of a sudden, my brain has just died ever since I was officially... I think I'm just lacking in nicotine. We need another cigarette. Turn away. Don't smell my smoke. It's a bad habit. I don't even want a cigarette. I just need it. But yeah, I think I'll be all right on the wind, as long as I can get to that far shoreline way over there in the distance. As long as I can make it over there by morning, the wind won't be a problem. All right, enough jibber jabbering. Let's get this bad boy down to the water already. I'm gonna use my push stick now that I put this away a little bit prematurely, didn't I? All right. I just didn't want it to get... You got to be careful bouncing on these rocks, because it's wanting to throw it every which way. And I don't have any bug spray on me yet. I've got bug spray with me, just don't have bug spray on me. So I'm not ready. I got to go through my gear before I'm ready to step off into the grass. I may have already made that mistake a few minutes ago when I took a little bit of a break, and I was standing there behind that tree, realized that I'm probably covered with chiggers on my ankles. They're going to slowly work their way up my legs and be nestling into my crotch by midnight. I'll be walking home scratching my nuts like any respectable outdoorsman. But I bought some bug spray. I just haven't even opened it yet. It's down here in my gear. Yes. Yeah, I think next time we'll put some bug spray at the top so I can just go through the grass where it's smoother. Because this is almost redonkulous the way I'm doing it. goodness. Look at that thing just all over the place, bouncing around. But I've only got to make it down here where that little bush ends. It turns and goes right to the shoreline. I'm gonna be absolutely forced to put on some bug spray in about 5 minutes. Okay. God, look at that thing. Maybe I should just carry it by the handle. It'll be better up front. All right. So yeah, now that I'm on this gravel, that push stick is really just kind of a waste of my time. So I'm just kind of lifting up the front wheel and letting it drag by the 2 back wheels. Whoop! Drop my push stick. And so I won't kayak with all this stuff. This will all stay on the shoreline. Right on. I appreciate that, Josh. It's a lot of fun. You know, you think people wouldn't want to see certain things, and you don't show certain things, and then you find out like that's the stuff people like to watch. So you just never really know. All right. Well, I suppose if I was keeping it realistic, this is where I need to stop and put some bug spray on. And that is exactly what we intend to do. As soon as I find it, I'm not certain where it is. Oh, look, it's right here on top. What a good little boy. Oh. Now what I like to do is, because, you know, I'm real crazy, and this is probably the reason why. Hey, 5 years of spraying DDT and God only knows what else, and then they're like all surprised when you have neurological disorders, like, oh, he's crazy. Yeah, but you know, I just wonder if there was something that participated in me becoming that way. So I'm gonna do myself a favor, and I'm spraying my socks and my shorts down real good before I step off into the grass. I am just in no mood to be scratching and itching all night long. And really, you want to get your inseams and your crotch really good, because, and you get around the top of your socks if you're wearing shorts. And you know, the upper half of my body, I won't worry about that until, like, unless I go into the woods. But now I'm covered real good for a minute, and my hands are kind of icky from that. Yeah, I don't really have nothing to dry off. All right. Now I smell like outdoors. Or I smell like I'm at war with the outdoors. I know, right? Nice. You guys are awesome. All right. We're ready. This is it right here. The last 50 feet to the shoreline, folks. Thank you all for walking with me to the lake today. I'm going to take you all the way to the shoreline. And then I'm going to take a really nice break and relax and get ready for a nice long night full up over the dam there in a few hours. The wind will calm down. All these fishermen will leave. Well, that might not be true. There'll probably be fishermen. See how much easier it is in the grass. Pulling it. See how quiet it is. All right. The lake. I have a very important lake. Whoa, big bump. Is this my spot? Let's see here. Oh, I think that's my spot right there. But I wanted to look at this. I guess it's about all the same. It is a lot deeper. The last time I was here, the shoreline was out at the other side of those pieces of wood. And you couldn't paddle up all the way up to this spot. So we've had a bunch of rain. And so that to me, like, I'll get back into the back of that cove there, see where that calm water is back there. It's all nice and calm, and there's no wind blowing back there. So I'm gonna drop everything in. I'm gonna get everything dropped in, get my kayak in the water, get everything squared away, get comfortable, go have a couple cigarettes and a little smoke out, and get my music going, make some coffee, and I'm headed off back into that cove until the wind calms down later. And I won't cross over. I'll cross over this dam probably after the sun goes down, because the wind should die down. But I need to make sure I'm on that far side of the lake by tomorrow, because the wind is going to be about 20 miles an hour coming from that direction. So there is a strategy to it all. You always want to know what's going on in your local lakes. So I'm going to go. Thank you so much for being here, Ever Josh, Astro Fugitive, Dave, a new subscriber. Thank you all for the likes. Thank you all for the time. Thank you all for the kindness. And this is how I have to live to keep my head together in a crazy world. If I can't get out here and float around in my floating Pink Floyd concert, I don't know if I really want to live. It's that bad. So at any rate, guys, thank you so much for coming along today. And I will. And I'll come back later on and check in. We're going to see how much battery power I got left. And y'all have a great afternoon. We'll see you soon.